Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Attack the Pantry. Hello. I'm Janelle Vega. This stream is a deep dive into ingredients, cooking techniques, and recipes to help you cook for yourself during this ongoing panini and, the rest of your adult life. Say hello and throw us an egg in the chat if you like what you're seeing or hearing. That is how we show love here on this channel, this one that you're watching right now. Last time on the show, we talked to my friend Max Falkowitz about his trivia game, Taste Test. And last week we hosted a Taste Test trivia night on Wonderville's channel, which is why I didn't stream. It was really, really fun. You can head over to Wonderville NYC to check out the archive, but you can watch all the past clips from this show if you click on videos in the profile tab here, or you can go to youtube.com/JENNDLV. You can subscribe there. Let me know if you can hear everything all right, because sometimes I'm very paranoid about it. I feel like it works. I feel like it's working. It's cool. It's cool. Let's get some business out of the way. I'm a Twitch affiliate. Hooray. If you have Amazon Prime, you can gift a subscription to your favorite creators every month. So if you have one, click on that purple button on the, I think it's bottom of the video. It says gift a sub. It's purple. You can't miss it. So you can do that, or you can connect real money and you can get a little crown next to your name in the chat. Speaking of the chat, we got a few new games. If you scroll down and look at the chat rules, you can do exclamation point, magic 8 ball. There are so many chat commands you can play. You can try to gamble with your channel points. You can try to win more channel points. It's fun. I don't know. Play with it. Lots of really good links below, but one way to help us out is to tell folks that you are tuning in right now, because this stuff is way better with way more people. So yeah, tell some folks. Anyway, it's the end of the year. I wanted to take this time to, I don't know, talk about the past year. It's been a lot, but this is the first time that I've had guests on the show. And we're just gonna welcome some friends and watch back some clips from the past year. It's gonna be fun. So please welcome my friends, Dannel.
What's up? Hello.
And Chris.
What's up? Hello.
That was so cute. The face you made.
It was good. It was a good surprise.
You were like
oh, me? Me? This one? Right here?
I just. Why am I back?
Because you're my friend.
Oh.
Welcome back to the show.
You are all my friends.
Janelle, actually, this is your first time on the screen, but you've been in the chat for, what did it say in the comments? It just said 19 months in a row. You've
something.
been subscribing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shout out.
Since day one.
Thank you.
I'm a day one.
You OG.
Yeah.
And Chris, thank you for your subscription 6 months in a row. That is very nice.
Supporting
creators, creating things. Circle of Life on Twitch.
That's, redistributing wealth. Or my favorite joke from leftist in circles, all the left-leaning people I know just pass the same $20 around every month.
It's true.
It's so true. For folks who don't know you, Janelle, who are you? What's your deal?
Oh, wow. Okay. How do I... let's see.
Who the fuck is this guy? What's your deal?
Who's this fucking guy?
Guy?
Let's see. I am by day a software developer, by night sometimes a software developer. Honestly, I'm trying to cut down the by night thing because, no, just let me do my day job. It's called a day job for a reason. But I am also... among other things, I've been a union organizer, which is really weird to say. I helped organize the Kickstarter union. I am an elected union representative, which is also another weird thing to say because
cool.
I've been bargaining a contract for 2 years almost now, which is wild. What is 17 months? 17. We're coming up on 18 months of bargaining a contract.
That's almost 2 years, man.
It's almost. We're getting there. We're getting close. I'm hoping we're done with it before the 20-month mark. That's my fingers crossed hope, knock on wood, all that nonsense. But But yeah, and then when I'm not thinking about work or my coworkers, which is usually why I do the union stuff in the first place, I am playing a lot of video games. I think that stems from a lifelong thing where I just decided that I really like virtual worlds and nonsense. Chris and I play a lot of video games together. We have done some shenanigans, and then
Don't know what you're talking about.
aside from that, I know Jenn, and some people may know me from a thing that we used to organize, which is kind of on indefinite hiatus. I'm not going to make any like defined calls here right now, but it's sort of on indefinite hiatus. We used to organize a show called Pulse Wave, which is a chip music show in New York City. Had a pretty long tradition. Obviously, it's very difficult to organize a chip music show during a pandemic. We also just had a lot of like life changes that happened.
Yes.
So that's probably why you haven't heard from us a whole lot, just because shit happens.
It happens. I mean, I had a complete career change.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like a lot of us went through a lot of life changes at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not saying anything about the status of it.
No, I'm not here to re-announce it or anything, and I'm not doing any of that because again, COVID's surging again. So yay!
Yay.
Also, we are legit friends.
Yeah, that was the other part. Yeah,
not just collaborators. We are actually friends.
Right, and so I think that's one of the really difficult things about organizing something with your friends is that you want to put all of your positive energy into it, and sometimes you don't have a whole lot of positive energy at the end of a busy day. And I think that's like, I don't know, if you've ever been to a show and you felt like it wasn't as like shiny as some other shows, it's because we were on a like routine, and that's kind of how it started to fall apart a little bit for us. So I think better than to try to like salvage something from a weird pieces of ashes, we just kind of put it in that part of the freezer that's in the back where you just kind of put stuff that you not trying to forget, like you're very well aware that it's in the freezer, but it's just like you're not going to reach for it anytime soon. So
it's tactical storage space.
Yeah.
Strategic storage space.
Yes, that is how we know each other. And Chris, would you mind reintroducing yourself to the chat?
I don't know these people.
You don't know these people?
No. So I know both of y'all through Pulse Wave, and just the chip music scene in general, because again, Pulse Wave was my very first show that I ever got booked for. And yeah, I used to come up to some shows before I was like making music or just messing around with the Game Boy, whatever the hell it is I was doing. But I don't think I ever really had like confidence to talk to any of y'all. So yeah, Pulse Wave really opened that up and opened up a lot of friendships. Clearly, because
I just forced people to be my friend.
That's right.
Hi.
I mean,
that's the way to do it.
To be fair, out of a lot of people that I've met, you're an easy person to be a friend with, and that's like the other piece of it, where it's just like I remember my first chiptune show. It must have been now 12 years ago. Yeah, that sounds about right. And so I just remember that, and I just remember going up to 45th Street, I think was that tank, and going up to 45th Street, and then there's a bunch of people, and there's people who are clearly like the venue people, which was just like, okay, here, pay the thing, do the thing. But then there was
talk to me.
Yeah, but then there was clearly like you and Peter Swim and just like a bunch of other people who were just like, hey, how are you doing? Are you having a good time? Like, have you tried this tortilla chip and the salsa? Do you remember the Brooklyn salsa collaboration?
Yes. Yeah.
There was like a chips and salsa thing that was going on. It was great.
Yeah, he made music as well, so that's why he donated a bunch of chips and salsa. That was really funny.
So funny. I loved it so much because there were some people who were just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go for the spiciest salsa, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. And it's just like, well, and I guess now I have an excuse to drink 3 beers that are like,
hell yeah.
It was so funny.
Oh, look, Steven's in the chat. And said
shout out
that
to
was your
Flamin.
first show as well. Oh, that's so nice to hear.
Wait. Pulse Wave? Really?
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
See? Big ups to Pulse Wave.
Very nice. Very nice. Folks have sent in a few things for me to share on the stream, so I'm going to share my screen real quick. But if someone else pops into the chat, I will stop sharing my screen. I mean, not into the chat, but we're expecting a few other guests to arrive, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Do you have like a AOL knock knock sound when they
I do have a sound that I can only hear, but yes.
Or the door.
The door.
It's just a little. It's just a little.
And then when they close it, it's just like
the signing off was very loud.
It was so loud.
This
that's a fun thing to see. That's
crazy.
The screen.
Yeah.
That
So
you can taste.
David sent this one in from Reuters. A Japanese professor has developed a prototype lickable TV screen that can imitate food flavors. Another step toward creating a multi-sensory viewing experience.
Finally, we're working on the right things. Honestly.
The device
I mean,
called Taste the TV uses a carousel of 10 flavor canisters that spray in combination to create the taste of a particular food.
I can't wait.
The flavor sample then rolls on hygienic film over a flat screen TV for the viewer to try.
This is perfect.
Oh, okay. If it's hygienic, then that's fine.
Look
at how clunky it is.
I thought it was going to be a centrifuge.
That's the 10 flavor canisters. And then it sprays onto the film of the TV screen.
But you got to spin them at several 100,000 RPM to get the most flavor out of them.
Oh my God, they cost about $875 to make.
Of course they do.
So
the whole thing or the?
There's always a catch.
All of it. So
that's not
that bad. That's less than a VR.
So retail
HTC Vive.
That's to make though. So retail, it would retail around $2,600.
I hate capitalism.
Yes, that's a no-go. Cancel it.
Thank you, David, for sending this one in.
Disturbing.
I know, disturbing.
It's wild.
This one's really funny. Forbidden balut. A baby dinosaur preserved in an egg.
Oh.
So this is a joke because balut is the unfertilized duck egg that Filipinos like to eat.
I was gonna say I saw the Filipino flag in the username and I was just like, this is a Filipino thing that I don't understand probably.
Yeah, balut is like people would eat this on Fear Factor, but that's kind of damaging to like stereotypes and things like that. But let's not yuck. Let's not yuck different cuisines. But
I would try
this. Funny.
I would try this in a heartbeat, but the forbidden one,
a dinosaur, not the
okay.
dinosaur.
I was like,
I would not eat the
you
dinosaur.
would eat the dinosaur.
No, you do, because you gotta remind them who's at the top of the food chain.
That's right.
Oh, thank you,
Your
Steven.
stupid ancestors got destroyed by Nick Brewer.
Steven's telling me that my face is blocked on the layout, but I really can't fix it while I'm in this mode right now.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. As long as people can hear me, it's fine. They can see you.
For sure.
It's funny. Right now you appear as the mysterious energy known as Attack the Pantry.
I am become Attack the Pantry.
Aren't I though?
You've become Attack the Pantry.
Makes sense.
Feeder of worlds.
Let's see.
That's good shit.
Anthony sent this one in. Many people have been using quarantine as a time to perfect their bread or coffee making skills, but I personally have taken this opportunity to make increasingly unsettling eggs.
I'm so upset.
Let's take a look.
Oh, okay. It was on purpose, thank God.
Look at
I was worried.
Look at that.
Big white, or as I like to call it, America.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Wait, I do like the one that is attached below. The five yolker.
Look at that one. That's a lot of yolk.
Is this an ostrich egg? What?
No,
that's a lot of.
That's right. Yeah.
I think it's just regular
it's the
eggs.
forbidden.
They've just swapped the proportions because you can separate egg whites and egg yolks.
Wait, is that?
This is a bunch
is
of
that
yolks.
the shell?
No.
What is that in center?
I think I've only seen this once, but you can basically, so you separate the egg whites and the yolks, right? Mm-hmm. And you basically make a pan full of yolk, and then you congeal together enough of the egg white that you can make a yolk like egg white
What?
in the middle of it.
Yeah.
That it wouldn't surprise me if it's something like that, because I've seen crazy things when people do stuff like this. So
Yeah,
buck
or you
wild.
could do even a hard-boiled egg, like in the middle
Yeah.
that's already formed. So.
Oh, true. I didn't even think of that.
that seems easier than what I was doing. So.
I don't know. There's a bunch of ways to do it, but it's just funny. I've experimented in this way myself. It's a good time.
Nice.
Dannel, actually, you sent this to me during the holidays.
We were struggling with this pronunciation, but charcuterie?
Yeah, charcuterie.
Charcuterie?
Charcuterie?
That's a lot of fucking toothpicks.
Yes.
It's a lot. That's like a whole pack of toothpicks.
But they're like structural, right? Like that's the other piece of it. Like they're not stacking. They're not stacking something like this naturally. They're like using the toothpick as the assemblage of it.
There is some kind of structure inside.
Right.
So I'm wondering if they used a vegetable or like just like a rod or like a styrofoam
I was gonna say,
inside.
Aren't there those paper things that you can do for some of these building things?
You could do paper. It could even be a cone, like a cone or something.
Sure.
Or a cylinder. No idea. I'd have to take it apart to look. But that
is an edible arrangement.
Freaking toothpicks.
Dr. Kaylin Quigley, send us each one of these, and we will figure out the internal structure of this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wonder. You could do. How big do you think that is? And say like a cucumber.
That's like a foot and a half.
That's really big.
That's like a foot and a half.
Big
Unless
cucumber.
it was like a county fair squash, you know.
County fair squash. Yeah.
This is like real
That's
paw.
my favorite SoundCloud rapper.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to my desktop. There are a few other things that people have sent in. Yes. Well, the secret is I put everything in the sort folder.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
When I organized my music, I used to have exactly that folder.
Dannel, you actually sent me this a while ago, but I never had a chance to share it. What's going on in this photo?
I'm bringing it back. All right. So this is me. I tried to... I saw too many videos on YouTube that recommended spam musubi, so easy to make. And I was like, I love spam musubi. So I tried to make my own spam musubi. I think this was my very first attempt at doing like a full can of spam musubi at the same time. And as a result, I got the whole like, this is how you teriyaki marinate it. And then this is the assemblage. You can see that it got a little curly in the frying pan from me trying to fry it. But that's basically what the assemblage is for it. And so I was lucky, and when I bought my spam, there was like, oh hey, here is a little spam musubi mold, and so I have little spam musubi molds that I can use to make them. I also know the trick about cutting out the can and using the can for the spam musubi mold, but I don't know. I'm not a super adventurous cook person, so
I have a mold as well, so I use that.
Yeah, there's of course arguments in the comments of like, oh, you got to use the can. It's the only true way to make spam musubi.
This is also yours.
Yes, this is also mine. So this is mine via you. So the way that this is via you is, I believe in May of last year, as quarantine was lifting and people were getting vaccinated, a friend of mine reached out and was like, hey, I'm fully vaccinated. We haven't seen each other in forever. We should go out to lunch somewhere where they're doing like, and so I was like, cool. I don't know what even survived the pandemic in terms of like outdoor dining. And again, I would just remind you, this is like May of this past year, I guess, right? And so you said this place called While in Kathmandu, which is in the neighborhood of Ridgewood in Brooklyn. And that's super close to where I live. So we went over there. And I've been there 4 times since. It might be one of my favorite places. There's a couple things on the menu, and I'll talk about this one real quick, but the one that you always have to try is something that they call the Not a Taco.
Yes, I've had that.
Yes, and it's amazing. It's basically, they did a taco, but with like Nepalese influence is how I would describe it. There's the like nice onion. I think there's some cilantro. And then they have this like very good, it was either chicken or lamb. I think it's usually chicken, but it's like a spiced chicken filling kind of, and it's so good. They're maybe my favorite place to eat, and I hope that they get plenty of business. And if you're in Brooklyn, please go or Brooklyn or Queens, please go, because like they're pretty much a small business, and they kick ass. Like anything on the menu, I've tried most of their menu by this point, like the big ones, and anything on their menu has just been amazing. So this is, and so I was very surprised. I was like, Nepalese food, I'm not super familiar with, right? And so they had maybe one of my favorite dishes of all time, which is fettuccine alfredo. This has been a thing for me since childhood. Like I've always been a big fettuccine alfredo person. And so they had fettuccine alfredo on the menu, and they were like, you can add chicken. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'll add chicken.
No
and
problem.
then you can also, it comes with a garlic naan instead of garlic bread. And I'm just
so cute.
And I'm just like, this is brilliant. And I order it, and it takes, my friend's meal is there like easily 10, 15 minutes before my meal gets there. But when it gets there, it's this massive plate, like this big, and it's just the flavors that you can smell just by smell, like the aromatics of everything are so good.
Hold on, let me lick the screen.
Yeah, exactly. If you have the screen licking, everyone, if you have the screen licking thing, this is the Twitch. This is the first Twitch TTTV enabled.
TTTV.
Yeah. Anyway, but so this is a very classic. So what really struck me is that this is a very classic fettuccine alfredo. You got the fettuccine, you've got the like very delicious, very creamy Alfredo sauce, but then it's only Nepalese spices, right? And so that's the part that I was just like, oh, this is so. They've got a little bit of the mint and a little bit of the spicy curry and all of that stuff, and then I was like, what's the chicken? And then they bring the chicken separate, and the chicken is just like cut up tandoori clay pot chicken, and I was just like, this is so smart, because first of all, Nepalese food, unlike Chinese food and Indian food, are maybe less common, I would say, to encounter out in the world. But so you don't really have a frame of reference, but if you can introduce people to the flavors of Nepal with a dish that everybody knows, I think that's brilliant. I think that's a very smart thing for them to do, and I think this is a perfect showcase of them doing that. I forget what the onion things are, but it's kind of like an onion relish thing in the little
chutney.
It's like an onion chutney.
Oh, it's a chutney sauce.
Yeah. Cool. And of course the garlic naan is just so
my
solid.
Favorite, always.
So solid.
Yeah, and they have a ton of vegetarian dishes as well. So.
They have so many vegetarian
dishes. That's what I was
dishes.
gonna ask about.
Yeah, they have so many vegetarian dishes. They have what are they called? Momos? Is that what they are?
Yes, the dumplings are called momos.
Yeah. And their dumplings are so good. They also have the veggie dumplings, and they do boiled or fried dumplings. And I've had both of them. Again, very good. Chicken wings. This is one of the weird. I used to seek out chicken wings because I think that one of the weird pieces of America is that chicken wings are a thing. Because you never encountered chicken wings in Peru, where I'm from, right? Like I grew up and I was like, yeah, can I get a whole chicken?
Exactly.
Or like a half chicken or a quarter chicken? And no one ever says, do you just want the wings? Nobody ever says that, right?
No.
They're just like, yeah, what part of the quarter chicken do you want? And so that's kind of what my chicken experience was until I moved to the United States, and they were just like, the most common chicken you can order in restaurants is chicken wings. And so I started going to places just because I heard that they had good chicken wings. I went to at least a half dozen ramen spots in New York because I heard they had good salt and pepper chicken wings. But their chicken wings are very good. Again, just the nice right amount of spice, and just I could talk about that place all day. I'll stream, honestly.
It's so good. In the chat, Steven is saying big shout outs to fettuccine Alfredo.
Oh yeah, somebody knows.
Oh, Emily's in the chat. Does that mean you're in our hold on.
I would like to meet Daddy.
Yeah.
69 420 times. Also, I just want to say, my chicken wing experience is also a very good band name, and I think somebody should fucking use it.
Oh, my chicken wing experience.
My chicken wing experience is a very good band name. Shit.
That's pretty good. That's a
I
pretty
have
good
one
grouping
more
of words
video.
you did.
Oh, okay.
This is Cat
What a
versus
cat.
Dumpling.
Ooh.
This is Laika.
Oh no.
Submitted by Anthony and Kate. This is Laika attacking a dumpling.
That's so funny.
Apparently, she liked it. She likes it.
That's so funny.
What kind of dumpling was it? I need to
It
know.
was a vegetarian butternut squash.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna stop
man.
sharing my screen.
That's so good.
We're gonna
That's
go
pretty
back to the
good.
dashboard.
That's pretty good.
Emily, you're welcome to hop in with us anytime. Hey everybody, how's it going? We're back. Our big heads are back.
So it's
Dinosaurs.
big head mode. We've enabled the big head mode cheat.
DK mode.
Oh, we've got a few more people in the chat. Emily, two Emilys are here. Sorry. Hello. Both Emilys are here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I recognize the other Emily's username.
There are two Emilys.
Nomnivorous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you all for sending stuff in to share on the stream. If you want to be featured next week, DM me or tag me on Instagram or Twitter. I will put it on the show. We will talk about it. You can tell me a story about it. But yeah, it's been like a wild year. Like, do you remember I started having people on the show like as interview guests starting in January?
Yeah, I remember that.
Because before that, why did I do this? I spent like 8 hours preparing 3-hour Twitch streams where I would just talk at you.
I remember seeing you tweet that you would like set the whole day aside to prepare for your Twitch the next day.
don't know
And I
why
was just
did
like,
that.
ain't nobody doing that.
Nobody does that. Nobody does that. This is so much better because I bounce off of, we're all friends. Like, it's so easy to talk to all of you and listen to you talk about food. I love hearing your food stories. It's amazing. And I love looking at food photos. So it's been super fun, like, introducing guests to this whole thing. But it's just been like a journey, y'all. Like, just production-wise, booking guests, coming up with topics, not making it repetitive.
Yeah.
But it's been really, really fun. Like, I've enjoyed myself a lot. And I hope all of you have enjoyed yourselves.
I really liked, is it Dylan that you had when you had Dylan on? Your old roommate? Was that Dylan? Jeff.
Jeff.
Who was Dylan? Who am I thinking of?
Dylan was my other roommate.
Okay, Dylan was your other roommate. Okay, cool. No, but I really liked when you had Jeff on because I hadn't seen Jeff in 8 years easily.
Yeah, about 8 years, yeah.
It's crazy.
Because he moved to Atlanta.
Oh, you know what? So my parents have been visiting for all of December, which has been nice. Except obviously we can't do a whole lot because Omicron. First of all, every time I say Omicron, I think of the Futurama thing where the guy. Oh. No, the Futurama thing where the guy says these from Omicron Persei 8.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Deep cut.
Hey,
Emily!
Emily's here. Emily's here.
How's it going, y'all?
Welcome.
Too.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good.
And so my parents have been visiting, and it's one of those weird things where they're just like, my dad was remembering all the first places that I took them in Brooklyn, for like a bunch of places, and I think I took them to, do you know Trafe in Brooklyn?
Oh yeah, the pig place.
Yes, the specifically place that is Trafe in the southern Williamsburg neighborhood. So if you're not familiar, for those people in the chat who are not surrounded by Jewish people, but if you're not familiar, Trafe is, right, I believe, the Yiddish word for not. Basically like something that you cannot, or forbidden, is that what it is, or something like
just
that?
Not kosher.
Not kosher
Yeah.
is essentially, it's the, and so it's the Yiddish word for not kosher, and kosher is like this whole set of rules that are in the Torah, I believe. Anyway, so treif is literally that everything that's not kosher, and it's in the south of Williamsburg, area, which is very funny because most of South Williamsburg is Hasidic Jewish people, and so yeah. So it's like
why they do that?
because
do
they're
you know if the restaurant is owned by Jewish people?
yes, it is. It's actually
Okay.
it's owned by Reformed Jewish people, which is very funny to me.
Okay, yeah.
But
They like all
yeah,
pork. on the
yeah,
menu.
yeah. But
All
but
pork.
they did that because they were just like, hey, fuck it, you know, like
They might as well just called it, "Hey, fuck it."
yeah. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. But the best part is, I took my dad there once in like 2011, and he remembers that like vividly. You know, like it's just. And it was just like, oh, we should go to that place that has all the bacon and the scallops and I'm just like,
Cheeseburgers and
I don't think they had a cheeseburger, but they had like a bone marrow lamb thing with a bacon thing on top of it or something. And it was just it's still a very good restaurant. But then he was also remembering, and this is why I brought up Dylan and Jeff. He was also remembering Scratch. As
Scratch bread.
Yeah, exactly. So Scratch Bread was a bakery /
Bakery
cafe.
window.
Yeah,
A bakery window.
Yeah, and so that was, I think, down the corner from where Jenn lived.
Maybe around the corner.
Yeah, and and we just remember going there because I would get very lazy in the mornings. I'm always a very lazy morning person, but my dad and mom need to like get up and go in the mornings. Otherwise, they just stay in bed all day. And so, this again, I believe this is circa 2011, 2013, something like that, because Scratch promptly closed after some indecorous business activity is what I would call it. But they remember that, and my dad was like, "Oh yeah, we should go over to Scratch." And I was like, "Dad, Scratch closed like 6 or 7 years ago, 8 years ago, something." And he was just like, "Oh, that's a shame. That was a very good bakery." And I was just like, "Yeah, it was great." But the owner was less great. So, but yeah, it was so funny. It was so funny to me. And then I've tried to get them to go eat one of my favorite places, Brooklyn Kolache.
I love that place.
Brooklyn Kolache. So kolaches are very fun because kolaches. I like when two cultures have weird offspring, and kolaches are the weird offspring of Czech people moving to Texas. And Brooklyn Kolache is a bunch of former Texas Czech like children or whatever who moved to Brooklyn and decided, hey, you know what? Brooklyn doesn't have kolaches, and so they started doing.
So they're these big yeasty buns.
Yeah.
That can be either sweet or savory, and they can either have like, my favorite are like the egg and sausage, and then
love a savory.
The chili one is very good.
The chili one, yeah.
So
good.
wait.
It's just, think of a big bun.
Is it inside of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just googled it. It's like a big yeasty bun, and then in the middle is like the space.
I don't want
like a tall Danish.
Yeah.
I don't want to Google big yeasty bun.
No, just
I know it's already saved in my Google.
I'll put it in our chat, but you can Google that.
Yeah. There you go.
I spelled it.
Yeah.
Or a collage.
Yeah, I didn't know how to spell it either.
Collage.
I'm wondering what that actually means in Czech.
I have no clue.
I am Googling it.
Googling. Meanwhile, while you Google, I wanted to play a clip from the very first show of this year. This is from, actually, let's welcome, wait, can I scroll down? Yeah, let's welcome Nick. What's up,
my God, Nick, hi.
Hello, Nick.
How's it going?
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Jen Mob.
Everybody, please welcome Nick, who was one of our previous guests. Actually, I have a clip of you ready to go that I was going to play.
Uh-oh.
I think it's this.
Oh, no.
I don't know if it's this one.
I'm almost certain I'm wearing the same shirt, too.
No, you're not. You're wearing a blue shirt. Here, Emily was Googling something, and so I'm going to play this clip really quick.
Just a calc. It's just the actual word from Czech into English.
Oh, okay.
We have our professional.
All right, here's a clip from Nick when you were a guest. Let's see.
Since 1986. They've won several championships.
Oh, wait, I gotta rewind it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Is
How
this
about
too,
you,
is it
Chris?
too many
Podcast
words?
version.
It's-
There's a
It's cleaner.
Philippine basketball
There you go.
team called the Alaska Aces.
Wait, what?
They've been around since 1986. They've won several championships. It's because the Alaska Milk Corporation is their sponsor. They're the Professional Basketball Association, and for some reason, a company became
In
the
Alaska was
No.
sponsoring.
no. A Philippine company called the Alaska Milk Company sponsors a basketball team.
Hey,
Blowing my mind.
this is what?
Yeah, that's wild.
You have to explain this?
If
Am
I
I-
remember correctly, because that
Am
was
I-
from like February.
Am I
The
frozen?
Alaska.
No.
No,
I'm
you're
not.
good.
Yeah, we
No,
got
you're
you.
good.
Okay.
You're good.
I think I'm overloading the system with all these videos,
Oh, we're
but it's fine. It's working. Please continue what you're saying.
So yeah, there is a Philippine basketball team called like the Alaska Milkmen, and it is because I think this Philippine company was just like Alaska's cold. Our milk is cold,
hell yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
I started following them on Instagram.
right?
It's just so weird. I was like, Filipinos are not known for being good at basketball or sports in general. So
Question:
Kind of
Are,
rules.
are Filipinos known for being milkmen?
Yeah, like I was we're
Ooh.
just-
Mm.
that I don't know because we're not
It's the
a
one thing
dairy
you hear.
culture.
I was gonna say I don't know the Philippines to be like a dairy heavy culture.
No, not at all. We barely have a cheese culture. Like it's happening now, but
Right.
because of like refrigeration and like industrial development, but really not a cheese culture or
Wild.
dairy culture. It's very funny that they're the milkmen.
I'm looking up Alaska.
Alaskan
milkmen
milkmen.
Wait, the Alaska.
that
Ace-
might yeah.
Hmm?
Won't Google yeasty buns, but I'll Google Alaskan milk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Please draw the line.
yeah.
I'll do anything for milkmen. Come on. Yo, apparently they are like super fucking ridiculously good. Holy shit.
I used to. Our
Um,
family used to have a milkman when I grew up in Peru. Like that
I
was
never
like a
had
thing.
that.
That was like a thing for us because so I grew up in like the very south part of Peru. It's a small town called Ilo, and that's like where I was born and raised. And basically, the way to get milk in Peru in the 90s and the 80s was either you got it milk, like you got powdered milk and you made
Mhm.
powdered milk, or you got milk straight from somewhere, some farm that you knew, some dairy, like not even a dairy, like there weren't dairy farms, right? Like it was just milk straight from a farmer that you knew that had a cow or something equivalent. And so my mother, when she moved to Peru, she is from Minnesota. And so when she got to Peru, Minnesota is a very big dairy area of the country in
Oh,
the
yeah.
United States. And when she got to Peru, I think she probably missed milk. Probably it was part of her diet that she just didn't have available to her. And so eventually, when my parents got married, I don't remember how the setup happened. I should probably ask one of them. But I do remember that we would have a guy who would come to deliver 3 gallons of milk to our house every
That's
week.
a lot.
Right, but we would use it for like cooking and a bunch of
Yeah.
other stuff, right? Like, and so we would have, and I specifically remember this because we had a 3-gallon pasteurization machine because we had to pasteurize our own milk
You
at
did it
home.
yourselves?
Yeah. And so that's the milk that I basically drank while I was growing up, and that's why people blame me for being so tall and stuff, is because I basically drank all this very, very good Peruvian cow milk that was
Yeah.
pasteurized at home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so there are no additives. Like
yeah, it was pretty much natural, right? Like, and this guy would always just show up, and I always
Have a
remember
table.
it was either like a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, and sometimes because this was pre-cell phone for Peru, very much so. So it was just like, hey, I'm just gonna show up Saturday. If market day is really busy, I'm just gonna show up Sunday instead, or something like that. And he would just bring these huge things of milk, and we would just have milk for the whole week. and we would drink it. I don't think there was ever a time where we weren't drinking milk. Also, like that was the other piece of it. We were a cereal family for sure, and then we were just like a milk at dinner family for sure. Also, so we got a lot of dairy.
Yeah.
I was a cereal kid growing up,
Yeah.
like lots of cereal. It was always confusing to watch the commercials because they would be like they would say part of a complete breakfast,
Right.
but in practice, no one I know actually did that. We
Yeah.
would
What were the
only
other parts?
cereal.
Yeah.
Like eggs and toast,
Orange
and like
juice.
orange
Orange
juice,
Toast.
another cup of milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the thing that
Disappointment
confused
from
me.
your parents.
Whenever they said part of a
Strawberries on
complete,
top.
yeah, exactly. But whenever they said part of a complete breakfast, there was always a second glass of milk next to the cereal with the bowl
Why?
of
That's
milk.
too much milk.
And I was just like,
That's too much milk.
that's
I never thought about that. That's a lot.
even for the
That's so
lactose
much
tolerant,
milk.
that's a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
milk,
a lot of
right?
milk.
Like,
Think about it now. That's like, oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
look.
Yeah.
That's a lot of milk.
that's a lot of milk.
milk. I find that nowadays I just prefer to drink like a glass of milk.
Mhm.
I have cookies every now and then, but I
Yeah.
actually don't eat a lot of cereal anymore because it messes with my stomach. Like,
Oh, interesting.
I
I'm getting
need-
old.
I'm getting old,
I'm
obviously.
getting old, guys.
I'm
My-
not lactose intolerant, but I just cannot do a bowl of cereal first thing in the morning.
My-
I can do it late at night.
My milk drinking habits have continued, like pretty much. Like this is the thing that was weird. Like I thought in college I would be like, stop it, no more milk, like, but because I moved to the United States for college, and so I was just like, I'm just gonna not drink milk. But then milk, first of all, the United States has so many kinds of milk. Are you kidding me right now? There's 1%, there's 2%, there's whole, there's skim. That's
Yeah.
4 different kinds of milk that you can buy at the grocery store.
That's a
It is
lot of
yeah.
percents.
We're embarrassing.
No, but this is the other weird bit where I was just like, okay, cool. My first year I drank milk at the like cafeteria and basically stuff like that. But then my second year, I moved in with my very good college roommate, and he was an Indian guy born and raised in Pittsburgh, and he was like all about it. And so we would borrow his dad's car to go to the good grocery store to get the good milk. And so we would always, it was very funny because people would walk into our dorm room and open the mini fridge and be like, why do you have 2 gallons of milk? And my roommate, he would point to me. It's like, one's for him and one's for me. And I'm just like,
That's real good.
I
That's
like
so
the idea
much.
of like a milk pilgrimage where you're like, we're getting in the car.
That's
we're
what it was.
going, We're
We would
buying
Hilton
milk.
Milkridge.
Yeah.
we would do other groceries and stuff like that too, but it was just like very much like, oh, it's time to go on the milk journey this week,
The milk.
hashtags the good milk. The good milk. Nick, how are you? How is the weather in
good.
Texas?
It is currently like 80 degrees and sunny.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Wow.
beautiful outside, and I still can't get used to it. Like not having snow on the ground till May. I grew up in Alaska. For those who don't,
You
Oh,
went from
whoa.
Alaska to Texas?
Oh, from a place called North Pole, Alaska. So I'm quite literally Nick from the North Pole
Wait.
Well, Nick had an interlude. Nick went from Alaska to New York,
to New York, and then
Okay.
and then to
So do
Texas,
you-
which is why we were friends.
Do you know any milkmen?
well,
Alaskan milk.
there was. So most stuff in Alaska actually has to get shipped up,
Yeah.
but there was one thing we actually had the Alaska Milk Corporation, which was
Amazing.
a state-funded dairy program to buy milk from farmers in the Matsu Valley, because the Matsu Valley, you know how Sarah Palin has like a weird accent that's like, wait, where'd that come from?
I try not
Yeah.
to think about it, but yeah.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Like people, I got a lot of
Who?
questions
Sure.
about it, like why don't you sound like she sounds? I'm like, she's from a completely different part of the state. Where in the 40s they imported all these people from Minnesota, Montana, Wisconsin,
That
because
explains
they
a
needed
lot.
people to like live there and farm in cold weather, and they're like, hey, you guys seem to know how to do it here. We'll give you
Yeah,
a
we
land up
kind of
there.
know, eh?
Yeah,
We
and
kind of
so
know what it's like over there.
That's how you get a lot
Shoo-wee.
of cool Matanuska sitting, farming and muskox and
Caribou and all that sort of stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know Caribou. I listened to that band in college.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
So, yeah. I grew up in a city, though. I grew up in like a legit like city, even though like compared
That's
to the rest of the United
interesting.
States, it's nothing. Fairbanks has 40,000 people. But
Oh.
there are
But
more
in
people in
Alaska-
Brooklyn blocks than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's two blocks in Brooklyn
Yeah,
easily.
there are more people
feel
in
like
30
in-
Rock at any given time than were in my
Yeah.
hometown.
In Alaska, though, that feels like that's a lot.
It
like a
was,
lot.
That's
Yeah,
the second
yeah.
largest city in the state.
How many?
Yeah.
How many moose answered the census?
If I had
Actually,
anything to
it's
do with
me.
it, one
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
I killed I killed a moose when I was 13.
Oh,
That's how
for
we-
real?
That's how we
Yes.
got meat.
Is that Alaskan rite of passage or something? Where you just like
Really?
I was born and raised
were-
in New York, so
you
I'm
were
legally
blooded.
obligated to
Yeah.
ask
I know.
questions.
They just
Isn't there a weird law about dropping moose from like planes or something like that?
so. I know. I unfortunately know
Excuse-
exactly
okay.
what you're talking about.
What?
It
Where
is
are
not
we
about
dropping, boys?
Yeah.
You're not dropping
What?
moose. You're not dropping. Yeah. But there's a
Dropping
town
deuce.
in Alaska called Talkeetna, which is kind of roughly where they base Northern Exposure on.
Okay.
And every year they would sell moose droppings. So moose poop looked like little pellets.
Uh-huh.
And so they would take dried moose poop, which is literally everywhere in Alaska, and write numbers on them. And so I could buy, number 300 for $5 or whatever the bid was. And
These
all
were
these people in
NFTs before
town-
NFTs.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they would take the moose
NF
poop in a
poopies.
helicopter, fly it over a target, and just drop it.
No.
Wait, why were they
Amazing.
numbered?
Was
Because
this like
you-
a state fair thing?
Yeah, like what?
No,
Okay.
you could win. You would win a prize if you got closest to the target. If
Amazing.
your dropping hit
This
close
is the evolution of guess how many jelly beans are in the jar.
Yes.
to it. It's a very Alaskan version of that. Is let's drop
That's pretty
Let's
great.
drop moose
I'm
poop
moving
out of
to
a
Alaska.
helicopter.
So there's a law now? that
I'm
you
sorry.
can't
Yeah,
do
now
that?
you can't do it. Now they've outlawed.
Oh, I'm not moving to Alaska. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, they took all the fun out of it.
Shit.
On my college campus, they used to chuck watermelons off the top of a building.
That's so much worse.
I don't know
I
why.
scream, but
But
that
this is-
so much worse.
But this is the thing, though. We started with moose droppings, something, PUBG, Fortnite, right? Like that's what
That's
happened
right.
essentially.
The
Mhm.
natural progression of time.
Wait, so
No
I have,
moose
Naturally.
droppings,
Yeah.
no PUBG.
So if
Did
you just
they-
want weird experiences, just go to Alaska, spend 2 weeks there, and just find the guy with the gnarliest beard and just say, "What's up?"
I'd
Find the
be
guy with the gnarliest beard.
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it like on more than one occasion to just be like, how can I just meet a weirdo in Alaska?
Oh,
Like that's
get
yeah.
off the plane and go outside.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I
you
just-
meet him on the plane, and he'll
Yeah.
walk you outside.
going to Alaska,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
I have another moose poop question. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm just like
Shoot.
I'm confounded.
This
So,
moves poop chat.
yes,
Let's
exactly.
go.
Yeah, this
Um,
is hashtag Moose Poop Chat.
Exactly.
Please
sorry,
tweet it.
Sorry that this is happening on your stream, Jen.
It's
but-
okay.
So I think I'm like one of the handful of people who still uses Facebook sometimes. So I'm in some of those like weird thrifting groups
Mhm.
where it's just like, look at this weird thing I found at a wherever when I was thrifting. And I feel like I saw something where it was like somebody like bought like a novelty moose poop thing. Like, because initially when you said people are collecting moose poop, I was like, oh, is this a thing where like it becomes like a tchotchke or something where it's like they're selling like
Mhm.
moose track poop memorabilia? Like, is that a thing or am I losing my mind?
It
I think
is.
the latter could be true as well.
It
so.
is a touristy item,
Okay.
but they're not like going outside and like. I mean, they have to at some point, but there are companies that will make like earrings out of it, like gift shoppy crap.
Okay.
They
Yes.
will.
I can't imagine that they're small, right? They're huge.
Moose,
Moose poop?
poop. The only
I
thing
just
that's coming to
Like
mind,
deer
I'm,
poop, right?
I'm really trying to think of what's a good
Is it
indicator
pellet?
of size. It's a little smaller than a Cadbury egg, but it's almost the
Okay.
same size.
All right.
but like a lot.
So
Yeah,
like
they make like a pile.
yeah.
Right.
So
right,
like
right, right.
relative. So this was you answered my follow-up question, which was going to be relative poop to animal size. It
Oh
sounds
my
like
god.
it sounds like there's like llama to llama bean poops. Do you know about how llamas basically poop coffee beans or something like that?
Very similar.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
similar. Just
Whereas
bigger.
like poop
Okay.
from a moose, which is twice the size of a llama, easily 3 times maybe, and then you get
What if
basically a bean that's 3 times that size, right? Like,
But what if
I'd say about
what
an
if it's
inch.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
the runt of the mooses?
Mice
You could
is-
say
yeah.
meese.
Does it still poop the same amount? Is it still
No,
same
like the
size?
smaller ones would poop less, but they would be roughly the same size.
How quickly we've descended here.
yeah. No, the chaos.
Oh yeah,
The chaos with
Excellent.
us will start very quickly.
It's
Yeah.
bad. It's bad.
You've invited some of the most chaotic guests that you could possibly have invited.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew what I was getting into. Speaking of chaotic guests, Emily, how's our friend Peepee?
I'm looking at both of my Peepees over there. I can run and grab them if you want. I just have to turn my camera off for a second. Hold on.
Oh, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. It's important.
Peepees.
This is
It's because
important.
Peepees in control.
We gotta, yeah. Gotta find
Emily
the
has
Peepee.
lost all free will.
I do have a food based comment.
Ooh.
Yes, please.
Is I asked for and received the most basic Christmas gift ever, and I'm in love with it. Is an air fryer.
Oh,
I just wanted one so bad.
I've
and
thought about it a lot.
I got
What's
one in
the capacity?
6 quarts.
Oh, it's a big one.
And it's good for 2 people, and my wife has to eat gluten free, so she has now had gluten free chicken strips for the first time in
Ooh,
years.
Cute.
Mozzarella
Say, did you already
sticks.
fry it up?
Oh yeah. Every meal since 2 days before Christmas
Hell
because she
yes.
knew he's not going to wait that long. So she
Hell
just
yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
you can open that big box because you keep showing me YouTube videos of air fryer hacks.
I would hate to see if this big
Yeah.
box maybe
Oh,
had. You
it-
want to
it-
watch this video real
It
quick?
was 2 weeks of I just want to watch this.
Yeah.
If there happens to be one in that box, that'd be great. If not, oh well.
Yeah.
We watched an interesting video on how to make
It's
air
weird.
fryer food.
It's weird that all the videos we've seen recently have featured air fryer recipes. Isn't that strange?
I
Like,
know.
So weird.
I'm
way
the most
to-
obvious person. With what
Way
I
to
want
enter
for
the
Christmas.
stream there, Emily.
Yep.
Did you see my Christmas card?
yes.
The Christmas card is. Can I grab it and put it on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
It
that
features-
okay?
yeah, I'm fine with that.
I didn't want to take a picture and put it on Twitter because of how
Oh,
great it
okay.
is. I feel like people's eyeballs would pop out, but on Twitch it's fine.
My eyeballs will still pop out, I think.
Wait, so have you seen? Oh, this is the wrong guy. I'm like looking at this. Have you
The
seen?
cow one.
This is corn
Oh,
dog
that's
pee-pee.
cool.
I didn't know there was corn dog Peepee.
Yeah, his squeaker doesn't work so well. I think he's being
Oh.
censored, but
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there you
okay.
go.
Tiny
Yeah.
squeaker.
Squeaks.
Okay.
this
Tiny
guy's
squeaker.
This is
A little more vocal.
honestly, I get a lot of holiday cards and I love all of them. I 110% love all of them. However, I was very taken by surprise when I saw this.
Wait, I'm gonna solo
This-
layout you. Hold on.
Oh, that's great.
It rules.
It's so good.
That's amazing.
Fucking rules.
So
thank
good.
you.
I love it.
I didn't realize that I'm outfit repeating, but
Yeah.
I do not have the energy for holiday cards. Y'all.
oh, that was very low maintenance.
I cannot.
Oh, it's so good.
I
Um,
cannot.
Honestly,
It's so good.
I always think about them because I'm always like very conscious of my friends who do take holiday cards, and I always see like their holiday card pictures and stuff. And then I'm just like, oh, but the post office. But then, which is weird because the post office is an institution that I love and I like that it exists, but I personally don't want to be there. You know, like that's the thing where it's just like, I just don't want to go to the post office.
You
yeah.
can just shove everything in a.
No, I know how mail works.
He's like, I'm aware there are other
I
I'm
know
still
how
trying to
mail
figure it out. How do
Well-
nails work? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Well.
If you want, you could send an electronically mail.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, there are some services.
the
If you
dickens?
upload photos, they will mail things for you,
Yeah.
which is nice. But you know, those cost a little bit more. I invested in a printer.
Nice.
So
Ooh.
I print out my postage.
That's a tax write-off right there.
But I still have to
It
walk
should
it
be, honestly.
to a drop-off place. Which
For
is
whatever reason, I thought you meant you have to walk your printer.
Like W
Yeah, like a
okay?
pet, like a
No, like WALK,
Like walk with, like,
Jen
Walk
just,
like
a
like
leash
in the
behind her.
park,
Yeah.
like
I was
just
talking
Has a
about
little
the
HDMI
mail.
cable at the back of her
I was
printer.
talking about the mail.
Yeah, no,
Little
my brain is a little
printy.
broken today.
Put it in a wagon.
Emily, I'm gonna solo you on the screen for a second, just so people can get a full view
Nice.
of the both peepees.
Do they make different sounds? By the way,
Well, his squeaker doesn't work. He's a little
Oh.
shy.
I'm a little bit older.
And then this one's like full. His ass works, his head doesn't.
Oh,
I mean, same.
I'm just like I'm the opposite.
Oh man.
nice,
But
very
yeah,
nice.
he's
I
my
love
little
it.
angels.
I love
Did
it.
I send you the like peepees that people are making
No.
on
Wait.
Etsy? The
Oh,
like,
you
No, but I know about
this?
I know about the Furby ones. I know
Oh
about
no,
the
is there
Furby
is there
Oh,
also
like-
long peepee? No, wide
are, like-
peepee.
they're
Oh.
weird peepees.
They just go this way.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Wait, drop them in
One
the
eye
drop
here,
them in
one eye here.
We have a
I gotta find. Yeah,
the private chat.
I'll
Yeah.
find it in a second.
I can
Wait,
even put
okay,
on-
so have
Ignore
you,
me for a
Nick,
minute.
have you eaten moose?
Yes. Yeah.
Like a lot?
Yes.
Like
That was-
many preparations of moose.
We would hunt. My
Oh,
my
no.
father would hunt a moose
Sure.
every year with his friends. And when I was 9, I started going on those trips.
Okay.
And for the next 4 years, would help them prepare the moose as we, shot and brought them home. And then our garage would become a butcher shop for 2 weeks, where my parents they were the only ones allowed with knives, so they would cut off chunks of meat and then just tell us, okay, this is hamburger, this is steak, this is hamburger, this is steak.
Oh, okay.
And it was my sister's and my job to either grind it or wrap it up, write the
Sure.
date on it, and then you put it in the floor freezer, and it would just be there until the next year. But a 1,500-pound moose
Jesus.
would
lot.
feed
It's a
a
big
family of
moose.
5 for over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was, instead of buying beef every day or, however often we did, moose, spaghetti, tacos,
Hell yeah.
stir
Moose-
fry,
Moose tacos is sounds great.
it's delicious. I miss it so much.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things that has ever happened, and I've told Jen this, is we used to have Japanese foreign exchange students, and they'd come over and they would always see the moose on the street. They loved them. They wanted to go pet them. Go pet the moose, and we're like, no, that's dangerous as hell. Like, do not
Yeah, don't do that.
go anywhere. They will kill you.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're bloodthirsty monsters. But like, we had one named Atsuko at our house for a couple weeks, and finally one day we were eating spaghetti, and she's like, "What kind of meat is in here?" And like, we kind of looked at each other. We kind of leaned forward,
Oh,
like,
Love
I'm
it so
really
much.
sorry, but that's moose.
It's moose.
and you could see the cogs
Yeah,
turn
just-
and click, like, oh, the moose that I found really cute that we drove past, and
That's
you
the
said I
one.
couldn't pet.
Same
That's
one.
what I'm eating now. And she
Upset.
lost it. She couldn't.
Just
She couldn't.
upset.
Yeah, she was so upset. And she went to her room. She was very polite about it, but you could tell that she was really bothered by
Like
this. And
shook.
nobody had the heart to tell her, "Oh, you've been eating that for 3 straight weeks.
This is
Almost every meal you've had has had some form of moose in it."
It's
And-
so scary.
Yeah, we didn't. It wasn't like we were purposely trying to hide it,
Right.
from her,
no, it's just what you eat, right?
but
Like
it
that's
was
kind
just
of
in our freezer. And
Yeah. It's
hey,
what's
we're-
for dinner
Yep.
is basically what it was,
The
right?
only thing we didn't have
moose.
moose
It's
of
what's for dinner.
was hamburgers. Can't
Right.
make moose hamburgers because it
Yeah.
is too lean.
Mhm.
Oh, not enough
enough
fat.
So you would
fat.
actually have to add fat to it, so it felt really wrong to
Ah.
like just put
Proportions,
scoops of
yeah.
Crisco into
Like the Impossible Burger.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
It's
What you're
just
talking about.
moose.
Yep, it's just moose.
That's so funny. This is one of the things I think my connection with like meat as like a meat eater has always been very weird because like my family is pretty much omnivorous, and then my sister became vegetarian and pescatarian along her way, and but this is the thing, it's like I've never been a stranger to where my meat comes from, I think is kind of the piece of it. And this is something that I really admire about people who live on like, I hesitate to call it the frontier, but like people who live in,
The Pistons.
Yeah, closer to the wilderness, I guess, is where it's a very honest relationship to where your food comes from, and I really like that about like that's to me the reason to not live in a city is to just be like, okay, I can be more conscious of where the things that I consume come from, and I don't know, I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
As a side note, because I mentioned the llama comparison, I ate llama one time, and llama steaks are delicious. Like this is one of those things that we were it was a class trip through the Colca Canyon, which is a big canyon where there's if you've ever seen, Peru is emblematic for many things, Incas, Machu Picchu, all that other great stuff, but another
Llamas.
one, yeah, llamas, which are delicious, but the other thing is if you've ever seen the extinct or the near extinct species list or whatever, it's the great Andean condor, right? Like there's so few of them, and the Colca Canyon is basically a huge national reserve where you cannot hunt any wildlife or anything unless you are an indigenous to the Colca Canyon, in which case you have the you can carry on with your regular indigenous life. And so one morning after waking up at 4 in the morning to go see this condor from like a half a mile, no, not even. Yeah, probably like
They're huge. I just googled them. They're huge.
Yeah, exactly.
Condor,
Like
their
the bird,
their
the
wingspan
condors.
is about 2, I think can reach up to 3 meters is what it is from tip to tip.
Wow.
This is an enormous animal, right? And so after taking a bunch of like middle school kids to see this thing at 5 in the morning, then they're like, and then we're gonna stop at a place to eat. And I was just like, that sounds great. I could use some food because I'm very tired. And so we go there, and everyone's just like, yeah, what are the things? It's like, well, you can eat lamb, or you can eat beef, or chicken, or llama. And I was like, I need to eat llama. You don't understand. And it's just like, it's going to be extra. And I was just like, I will use my emergency money that my mom packed with me on my trip, and I will say, I'm going to have the llama, please. And so that's the first time that I ate llama. It was very good. It's just kind of a different sort of meat. Like if you've ever had camel, I imagine it's very similar to camel as
I
well.
have not.
Gamey?
Yeah, just kind of not even gamey. I wouldn't even. I hesitate to call it gamey. It's just very lean steak meat, basically, is what it is.
Moose is pretty close.
Yeah,
I'd put very, very similar.
Is like, how do you prepare moose? Like, does it have like, obviously it's like what are the safety regulations for like preparing moose? Like what goes into that?
Do you mean the moose itself? Like
Yeah,
how you
well,
prepare it?
first you have to
letting it
you have to
know.
read it a story, and
Yeah, just
yeah, I would just sit there with my goosebumps, like
Moose
hey.
bumps.
Moose bum.
Moose Bumps is definitely an Alaska ripoff of Goosebumps.
That's funny. New York actually doesn't have a regulation for safety temperature on moose meat so far that I know.
Not surprised.
it makes sense.
I think I looked up this list at the same time that you looked up this list years ago, because remember when I asked you if there was a New York State regulation for preparing guinea pig?
Right.
I looked up this exact same list with you, and I believe New York does not have one. But yeah, it'd be so interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah,
Regulations never really came up, honestly.
Yeah.
At Moose Camp, I remember the
Moose camp.
but
Oh,
is that like space camp for Alaskans? Like, what is?
Moose camp.
No, it was
Yeah.
just where we went and hunted moose. Like,
Yeah.
that was
Oh,
just-
okay.
I was like, what is this?
Dad was like, "Okay, we're going to Moose Camp." I killed a moose, and then I went to 7th grade. Like that's literally what I did the day before 7th grade. But the best meal of my life was at Moose Camp, and we had with our group. If you heard a gunshot, then you knew someone probably got a moose.
Yeah.
And so everyone would rush over there and help because one person can field dress a moose in about 3 hours, and 2 people, they cut that time in half. So everyone would kind of pile in and help out where they could. And some of my dad's friends who were with us had to leave that night or something. So basically they just reached in the bag, chopped off a couple hunks of meat and threw them on the grill. And we're like, all right, thanks for helping us out.
Hell yeah.
And it was just salt, pepper, and meat. And it was, I might have been starving. Like there's also a heavy caveat that I was like 13 and just didn't eat enough. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
You were also trudging through a lot of snow, probably, and
Not at that time
No, no
because it's
snow?
still
just lifting stuff, right?
it's before snow. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right
you were
at
just
the beginning of
loading
fall.
in and camping and all that.
Yeah, we
Equipment.
had to put our 4-wheeler on a boat, drive the boat up the Tanana River for an hour, and then go back into the woods for another hour. So basically just in the middle of nowhere,
So good.
Alaska, and called it Boomerang Lake because it had a little boomerang and
Cute.
Oh, was it literally a boomerang lake or no?
like a shape of a boomerang, and we'd kind of stay
but,
in the middle of it.
Isn't a boomerang lake a type of lake formation as well?
Oh, if it is, I'm
Yeah,
happy to hear that.
Oh,
I
don't know.
believe a boomerang lake is what happens. So everyone knows that rivers change course over time, right? And so I believe when a river changes course so drastically, it has the possibility of leaving a lake behind that was one of the turns of the river. And so those are
Cool.
normally known as boomerang lakes.
Hashtag lake chat.
Lake chat.
Yeah,
I know. Someone at my work, I won 2 trivia things one time, and someone at my work was like, "No, you know a lot about a lot," and I was just like, "I have a lot of useless facts in my head, and I'm happy to tell people about."
Yep. Sticks in there.
You'd have done well on food trivia last week.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, who won? Oh wait, no, I was there for the end of that. It was the
Dan
person
won.
without help from anyone else.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dan, It was Dan without the help of senior editor of Taste, Anna Heasel, because
what
she
it
knows
was.
all the answers. That's why.
I will say I did not know a god dang thing that was on there.
It was hard. He picked a lot of hard questions.
Yeah. It's informative though, very informative.
Yeah, it was fun to talk shop with a bunch of chefs and recipe developers.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, I actually have a clip from Simon, who was my second guest ever on this show. I want to play it real quick. It's about leftovers, I think.
Sort of like a set of things that are always around that I can use for in case of leftovers. Like
Oh, I love that break in case of leftover.
yeah, it's nice to have like some fresh herbs in the fridge and a couple of types of tortillas, and it's nice to have a big thing of like cooked rice in the fridge so you can make fried rice at the drop of a hat. So you never know when you're going to need some. Things like that, things that are kind of like leftovers ready.
The cooked rice tip is clutch. Like if you just want to make fried rice out of nowhere, that's the most clutch thing to do. Is just have
Absolutely.
a cup of cooked rice in your fridge. Oh, it's so good. Throw 2 eggs in there.
Can I share a hot take?
Yeah, what's
Yes.
up?
Please
Do it.
Rice is better than pasta.
Ooh,
That's not a hot take.
is
That's a correct take.
That is a
Yeah.
hot
That is
take.
that is correct.
I was like, I recently reintroduced gluten into my diet. My nutritionist was like, try some pasta, see how you do with it. I was fine with it, but I was like, I'd rather have rice.
How do you feel? Okay, rice versus potatoes. How do you feel, Emily?
Me rice.
Yeah, because it's like, well, I mean, it's apples and oranges, isn't it?
Not
Like it's rice and potato.
No,
It's rice and potato.
I mean, yes and no, right? It kind of is, but this is like I only think about it this way because these were like the starches of my 2 different food worlds, right? Where it was just like in Peru we have a Criollo cuisine, and so we would always get like the mixture of rice and everything else, right? But on the American side of my family, we would always have like it was always a meat and potatoes kind of a situation, and sometimes it would be like a pasta thing and like a hot dish kind of a situation. But yeah, I always to me are like the 2 sides of this coin, where it's just like it's either you have a meal with potatoes or a meal with rice.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Rice is just more versatile, I think.
It's good.
Like,
it's very good.
Because I also like, there's something about just like, I don't know, like I feel like if I have like a baked potato in front of me, it feels like this thing that I have to like conquer. Like it's just this big, I think what it is that like as I get older, I'm realizing that I don't like food that's like super messy or like super, just a whole bunch of shit on it. It's like overwhelming. Because like sometimes or even like, this is another hot take. I am not like a dipping sauces person. Like I'll
Ooh.
have it, but like
What?
when
Okay,
no.
All
Okay,
right.
no. Here's
Where's
the
the
thing.
kick button? Where's the
No,
kick
but like
button?
when people like they're like, I have a chicken nugget and I have 3 sauces for this single. That's so much labor. Why
Yes.
would you just eat the
Oh.
fucking thing?
You're
Like,
right.
Well, here's what you do. You mix all the sauces together.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But
And then
you-
it's one sauce.
But then you miss the notes, don't you? You just have this thing that's like, it's like when people.
If you're
mix
eating chicken
patterns
nuggets
up.
for the notes, I think
Yeah. This
chicken
I'm-
nuggets is a
I'm
sauce
such
delivery
a
vehicle.
person.
this chicken nugget has
That's
a
right.
song. It's just like
I'm getting hints of it's very but
I'm getting hints of what is that? Honey mustard, Szechuan.
That's right.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
just use the chicken nugget so that you don't look like a crazy person drinking
Drinking the
honey
sauce.
mustard, barbecue, and what's the Polynesian sauce from the place that hates
Polynesian
gay
sauce.
people?
It's a sweet
Yeah.
and sour.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
I discovered that has stone fruit in it. It has
like
apricots.
I was gonna say like an apricot.
What?
Makes sense
Yeah.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah, it has fruit. It's
That's
it's
so-
fruit based.
Wild.
I know.
I would have never have guessed that.
Mhm.
I wonder what ranch this came from.
Probably one from the Hidden Valley.
You know,
I had a buddy recommend a restaurant in Vegas, and he said you have to go here. You have to go to this place. You have to go to this place.
God.
red flag, red
Oh.
flag, red flag.
And it was only for the ranch dressing. He's like, they
Really?
make their own ranch dressing. Everything in there was just meant to get ranch dressing in.
What was it? Do you remember the place?
Yeah.
Nathan's Northside Pizza, I believe.
I haven't
Oh.
been there.
This is the thing, like we all probably
That's fine.
have this friend in our lives where it's just like it's the person where listen, I'm no food expert. I enjoy a good meal, but like we all have the friend in our lives who is like a food criminal, you know, like where it's just like, hey, what's up? You gotta go to this place. It's very good. They do amazing garlic knots, and you're just like, I'm sorry.
To die for.
I'm sorry, what? It's
They're
just like, yeah.
buttery and like.
It's not even like it's like they don't even recommend like a regional delicacy. You're just like, no, you have to, when you're in Vegas, you got to try this place. What is it? Caesar salad. Love the Caesar salad at this place.
That's
Caesar
literally-
salad at the Caesar's Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caesar's Palace Caesar salad. It's just like, I mean, legitimately, that could be a good Caesar salad, but it's just the
Sure.
person who is the absolute, like, if there were food police, you would have done a crime and you would have been in jail, kind of like.
Cursed food, cursed. Oh no, but it's like
Oh.
yeah. So it's funny that you mentioned Vegas because like as I was going through like my cursed food Instagram, Jen and I were talking about cursed food a few months
Yeah.
ago. Half of that stuff is in Vegas.
Yes.
Mm.
Like a lot because it's all supposed to be like showy, blah blah blah. Like yeah, there's a direct correlation between like food crimes and like showiness and like
Yeah.
ranch dressing. Because that's the thing. Like so okay. I'm never sure how to pronounce her name. I don't know if it's Sweetie or Sweetie.
Sweetie.
Okay, so there is the
Yeah.
extra syllable. She is just like president of food crimes.
Yes.
Like,
I didn't know
she-
that.
Oh my god! So
The
she,
direct-
She had a McDonald's meal, right?
I heard
she had
about
a McDonald's meal, and the ads for it were all like reverse engineered Big Macs.
Yes.
with just like
Oh.
salt. Like it's like food. Like any and all food crimes that could ever happen that could happen in a McDonald's have just like come to fruition, and they're making you look at it. In their advertising, and it's like that's the thing. Like I feel like sometimes this is again maybe a hot take. I feel like sometimes people who dip everything in a bajillion sauces, those tend to be your food crime people.
There
I-
is
I have a food crime question.
Oh,
I want to put
okay.
it out to the group. Is this a food crime or not? It is a yeah. It is a dish I have eaten in Las Vegas.
The answer is
Okay.
yes.
It is sushi with Pop Rocks on it.
Oh,
Yes.
Pop Rock sushi.
Yeah. I mean,
Whoa.
I try not to be
5-year-old.
I try
Hold
not
on.
to be prescriptive about it, but like sushi is so specific, right? Like
For the courts,
yeah.
Chris, where's your gap?
whatever.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. All I have are fart sounds loaded on here, and I'm not doing it to Jen. What else was on it?
Yeah. What else?
Let-
Yeah,
let me
okay,
look-
that's a good
Let me
question.
look it up real quick.
Was it just?
Okay.
I
I want to talk
sashimi
about I want to
or was it
mention
rolls?
I want to mention one of my
Yeah.
favorite food crime people, I guess. So there's a guy on Twitch that I've followed for years. I only recently started subscribing to him because I kept forgetting that I subscribed to him. But no, there's a guy called he's from Canada. His name's Unsanity Live, and he every like Sunday, I believe, he has something called Life Hack Bingo, where he and his audience watch these like terrible food videos, and they try to fill out a bingo board of like what the thing, like the food crimes are that are happening in the terrible food videos. It's very fun because he has found some genuinely upsetting food crime videos.
Like not.
I
Like,
love a good food crime video.
like it's the worst of the worst is basically
Not the ones that are intentionally for, you know, people.
no, not the ones that are intentionally for reaction. Like this is the people who like he has found videos of people earnestly making something that they think is a food hack, and and it's just like, yep, it's
Have
it's
y'all
as,
been on?
go
Have
ahead.
y'all been on keto Instagram?
I don't want to.
I don't want to be.
It's so bad.
I don't want to.
Oh, it's my, no pun intended, bread and butter. It's just like, it's like so.
They're not allowed to have that. How
I know,
dare you?
and so they're not allowed to have it. So they're just like,
I'm gonna try to make a simulacra of every, you know, of bread and butter. It's so funny.
God. So they just like put like, there's this one guy in particular where like, I want to like go into his home as like an anthropologist and like study. Like I want to like get into his psyche. Like I want to be like what is like there's something about him. I can't even explain it. I can send you guys the videos later, but like he makes these disgusting things. So my favorite part is that he goes on live and makes these recipes and sets off his smoke alarm. Like fully like every single time sets off his smoke alarm.
That's how you know it's a good. That's how it's good cuisine.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like all this stuff that's like already like pre-made, which is not necessarily the end of the world, but it's pre-made stuff that he's like putting into like oil at the highest temperature and then setting off his smoke alarm and then just being like, what did I do wrong? And it's just like
everything.
And like also he throws everything in his air fryer. So you see pictures of his air fryer, but it's like feel like gross, nasty, disgusting. And I'm just like,
Nick, don't do this.
No, I'm very good about cleaning.
Clean your air. Clean your air fryer.
What was in this Pop Rock sushi? I need to know.
All right.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I figured it out. It is spicy tuna, salmon.
This is what I thought.
I apologize for this pronunciation. I haven't had a Japanese exchange student in quite some time, so my accent is terrible. Kankima?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
I don't
know what that is.
Avocado and Pop Rocks.
So were the Pop Rocks in it? Were they on top of it? Were they?
They were in it.
In it?
Yeah.
So you broke your teeth? Did you
I shared my screen. I'm not sure if it'll show up.
Oh. Can you?
I would
here.
Maybe find it acceptable. Okay, so you can't even really see it there.
So it's you know.
There we go. You can see the tops of our heads.
Is it where the egg row should be? Like the fish row?
Yeah, like what is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Here, let's say other pictures. Here, close up.
Oh.
That looks like
so I think you got salmon,
that's
your tuna, your avocado.
Oh, kanikama. Kanikama is crab.
Oh, it's crab.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So that's what that is.
Hilariously, I was watching a linguistics video on TikTok because TikTok likes to recommend linguistics videos to me, and they were like, hey, by the way, the reason that Hispanic people can pronounce Japanese is because they share most of the same vowel sounds.
Oh.
Spanish and Japanese. And I was just like, that's just fascinating. I love learning about stuff like that. Like, it's one of my favorite parts of TikTok is just learning about weird things that cultures share or don't share and the reasons they do it. I learned about. I'm not even. Don't get me into TikTok.
We could have a whole nother.
We could have a whole TikTok. Yeah.
I'm learning a French word a day on the.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Here's one for you.
Huh?
Baguette.
I gotta get ASMR on it. Baguette.
Baguette.
I gotta get.
Baguette.
I can pick up my microphone.
Omelette du fromage.
Yes, baguette.
Je m'appelle Baguette.
Je m'appelle Baguette.
Wait, my name is Baguette? No.
Yep.
No.
Je suis Baguette.
As you speak, it is written.
No.
I am Megan.
I have two nephews. Well, my sister moved to France, and so now I have French nephews.
Relatives. Whoa.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious because they prefer speaking French, but occasionally, they'll speak English. They're learning it from their mom. But if I just go like "Je m'appelle Nick," like their eyes light up, like, "Oh my god, he's saying things we understand."
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, all I gotta do is
cute.
the worst French ever, and they just light up like I know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, nope, that's it.
Wow, I can't
TV
saying things we understand.
Ouais.
God.
Ouais.
They're 7 and 4, and they're so much better at it. I'm like, guys, teach me French, and they're like,
I just
None.
realized that
no.
it's already like 6:25.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
This
This
show
is what
just
happens
went
when
by
you get
so
us
quickly.
together. It's bad.
I know. I love it though. This is why we do it at anniversary and at the end of the year.
That's true.
I gotta say, thank you all for being part of the Attack the Pantry community. You are all so wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Can we go around the stream and say like something we learned this year about food? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Give us a second, I guess.
Here. Let me just.
I'll go.
Actually, I just want to read. I'll give you time. Give you time. I'm gonna read off all the guests that we've had this year. I just want to say a huge thanks. I'm gonna. I gotta look at this tab here. So from the beginning of the year, I want to thank Aaron Catano Saez, Simon Keogh, Jessica Joan, Nick Brewer, who is here, Chris Kaiser, Leah Haberman, Diego Leon, Dandy in the Bronx, who might be in the chat. I don't know if you are in the chat. Eric Silver, Shannon Odell, Russ Marshallek, Alexandra Jones, Samantha Pagan, Chris Hernandez, Joe Lepore, Carly Monardo, Christopher Hastings, Ananda Gabo, Sean Ludwig, Mark Klebeck, Jorge Alvarado, Jonathan Visconti, Miguel Banuelos, Tommy Siegel, Tim Platt, Emily Hanan, who's in the chat, Shannon Strucci, David Greiner, Emily, who is here. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Nick Curcio, Jeff Stockton, Zilla Vodness, Wythe Marshall, Chris, who is here as well, Annie Wu, Emily Zimsky, and finally Max Falkowitz and Dannel, who is also on the screen.
Finally.
That's a lot of people.
So many people.
That's impressive.
That's
That's a lot of work.
people.
That's so many people. Oh no, I clicked the wrong tab. I hate it when you accidentally click a wrong tab and things leave. Anyway, yeah, y'all are the best. I love doing this show, so thank you.
You're
so
the
much.
best.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for being our
Great.
friends. Thank you for still talking to us after
Our
everything.
half-hour discussion about moose poop
poop?
easily.
Nope, I've got more.
We
Content.
can talk
We
about
go
it for
all
a while.
day.
It's content, baby.
Content. Hashtag
Nobody's heard
content.
my content, and it's all bonkers.
Welcome to the Moose Poo Cast.
It's just so funny because y'all don't know, but Nick and I are in a writing group together, and I know these stories about moose and like all these other things, but it's just really funny. I keep telling him that people don't know this. People don't know this shit about Alaska, and it's really fascinating.
We don't.
Yeah.
No,
It's true.
she keeps having to tell me like, Nick, nobody knows what the hell any of this stuff is. I'm like,
Yeah.
But,
I was like, you grew up on a street that was also an airport runway? That's
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
yeah, right.
That's a
Like,
thing.
yeah, it was just an airstrip.
Yeah.
They're just planes.
He's just so cash about it.
Alaska.
I'll never stop
Alaska
thinking
is-
about the fact that like one of my uncles had a road named after his family because that was just because it was a very
Where they
common
live,
thing. Yeah, it's a common thing in like rural Minnesota where it's just like this is the road that goes to this family's farm. It's called this family's farm road. You know, like that's it.
Yep.
And it's just like, oh, what? And so I would always laugh because it's like a several mile long road that basically like is one whole side of the farmland that they have. And I was always laughing when we were doing like, so we got to turn on to this road to get to my uncle, and they share his last name. How do they even do that? And it's just like, and then I realized like, oh, it's because the rest of it's trees. You know, like all of it is trees.
Yeah.
Rest of it's tree road.
The rest of it's just tree road. Chris, you said you had something that everybody, please share with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you learn something from the stream about food this year?
So
Tell me.
I will constantly say the thing that I did learn. First of all, there was. I'm sorry if you're hearing a whole bunch of stuff in the background. We're making hot pot tonight.
Yum.
Yeah, I love it. I brought this up like when we did our evening, just like the vertical sort of growing in
Vertical
fucking New York.
farming.
Like
Yeah.
vertical farm. I didn't know you.
Oh, like
you
on
could-
rooftops and stuff?
Yeah.
I didn't know you
Yeah.
could do that shit.
Brooklyn
And
Brooklyn
it's
Lettuce
still-
is one of the big companies, right? Like,
Mhm.
Wait till you find out about beehives too.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are bees?
We'll never
My
know.
question
Nobody
is,
knows.
Your
do you
face
like
is
jazz?
so serious.
Yeah, that shit blows my mind.
Yeah, vertical farming is a thing, and we have a whole stream of Wythe Marshall talking about how he works with it here in New York City. It's crazy. Dannel, you were about to say
Wow.
something?
Yeah, I don't know if I learned it from this stream. I did spend some time trying to I think the things that I missed a lot about going out to eat indoors in the pandemic were ramen and sushi. And so, like I showed at the top of the show, I taught myself how to make spam musubi, and
Aw.
I think that was something that, like, check, like this. I first of all, if anyone needs any spam, I have maybe too many cans of spam because I accidentally hit the wrong quantity button when I bought the thing. But second of all, the fact that, like, you can do that and it's not out of reach for you is kind of weird. And then just also learning that, like, ramen is just what you make of it, which is like the other piece of it, which is I always have this thing in my head. It's got to have the egg, it's got to have the noodles, and I think maybe the noodles and the broth are just the only requirements for me now, where it's just like I've done like weird shit. Like I've done like Peruvian chicken ramen, which was just like I just like
Yum.
took a
Sounds
Peruvian chicken like apart and just put it in ramen, and it was amazing. And then you're just like, man, what's going on with like this ramen craze? Like, what are we doing? And I think there's definitely like something to be said about like the procurement of materials and ingredients and the convenience and all that. But hey, just try making your own damn ramen at home sometime. It's real damn easy.
It's
Like,
good.
it's so good too. It's such a hearty meal. It's such a like just warming meal, which is so nice in the winter. So I think that was, to me, like, I didn't learn it from this stream, but I did learn it this year, and I think it was something that was like a weird roadblock in my head that suddenly became unblocked randomly. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Anyone else? Emily or Nick?
I think for me, what's always interesting, there's nothing in particular that sticks out, but I think it's just always interesting, like the people you have on here who have just like such deep knowledge about all of this, and it's really varied.
Mhm.
So it's kind of interesting to see stories and also just like at the end too, when you do the chop stuff and just like coming up with different flavor profiles for things that would have like never occurred to me, and kind of just like, I think that's kind of like, I really enjoy that part too, because it teaches me to think about flavor profiles differently and like what would work and what doesn't, and should you be putting Pop Rocks in sushi, and like,
It was honestly pretty good. I liked it.
was it?
Oh yeah, we
But-
never decided whether or not it was a crime. It is a crime, but I liked it.
Okay.
It's
You're
a good
allowed to like a
crime.
crime. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
at some point, Jen, there needs to be like a food court.
Yes.
Like food court.
Hear
Food
ye,
court.
hear ye.
You need to have food court as a
Food court.
as
Oh,
a
that's
section of the show.
Ooh, food court
Yeah.
squared? No.
Food.
No.
No, just call it court.
Judy
court
style,
court.
and you just
Yeah.
have a bailiff, and you turn.
We
it
just
to
call
the
it
bailiff.
food court.
Food
Yeah,
court.
just
Yeah.
call it food
Yeah.
court and have
Yeah.
people bring in, is this a food crime or not?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's I think
Dun,
just,
dun.
just have like several cases on. See, we're already making future content
Yeah.
for Jen.
Yeah.
You
But
need
just
a
have
bailiff,
some-
though. You do
Yeah,
need,
you
need a
absolutely
bailiff.
need
Get
a
us in the
bailiff.
writing room.
Oh my god,
Um,
it'd be so fun to bring up witnesses on this
Yeah,
platform.
yeah. It'd be it's so good because you could have like a docket of cases that you would see in a single stream.
According to
Jen.
this Instagram live video,
Yeah,
Jen.
exactly.
you put
You
ketchup.
have it all right here.
This is all
Yeah.
There you
dude.
go.
This
We
is
can do
content,
it.
baby.
Let's
Like,
This is viral on TikTok.
Yes.
Pasta
Let's
and
do it.
feta and tomatoes. Is this
Oh
a
my
food crime?
god.
Yeah.
Welcome
yeah.
to food court.
We have two lawyers.
we've invented
to-
a segment already.
have to argue on behalf or against, and then they can call witnesses each.
Yep.
Oh my god, that'd be
Kickstarter
so
now.
funny.
Like we just need to
I
like
have
get this off the ground.
I have a robe that I can already send to you. It's just I've worn it once. It's like a cloak.
Gently used.
You can use it to
Judge's
be a
robe,
judge.
gently used.
I
Yeah.
think I honestly would want to
That's
be
right.
the bailiff.
Yeah, I think Jen would be
I
very
would
good
just
as
be
the bailiff. Yeah.
Standing there, just
Yeah.
We gotta get someone the big old like white pompadour like.
Oh,
you know,
the classic wig.
yeah.
Oh man, that's
Emily?
such a good idea. We'll workshop it. But
Yeah,
Nick,
yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt you. Nick, did you have something that you learned this year in the kitchen or from the show?
No, I mean
It's okay, you don't
my food, like I don't know, I make most of the food in our house. But I have this weird, like I need to have technology involved somehow. So I either sous vide or now air fry everything. But man, sous videing chicken and steaks and stuff, so easy. It's so
Yeah.
easy. Put it in a bag, put it in water, it gets hot.
Here's another content idea. Have a food gadget show, which is
Yeah.
just like weird food gadgets.
Have
you
you
know,
guys seen
like-
the Russian guy who just tests?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I love
I've
him.
not.
He's just
So
like,
good.
I crushed the egg with the thing. Sorry, that was my Russian accent. Terrible, but, like,
I mean, I have a lot of content here because I have pretty much every appliance you could think of.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun to just use it and show people. It'd be fun, little show and tell.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
I
there's
I do have something I learned this year is that you can't put a hot dog in an air fryer and then just keep it going forever.
you
What
can't.
happened?
A guy did that on Twitter.
I saw that. Didn't he put
Yeah.
the hot dog in the air fryer for like an hour or something? And it's
Oh,
Oh,
that's too
And
long.
it kept going. He kept like, oh, here's the first 20 minutes. Here's the second 20
His
minutes.
girlfriend got
Is it
really
a moisture
Nick-
thing?
I'm afraid to ask what happens because
Yeah.
I think it mummified after.
okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I need to have mummified hot dog.
Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of places in New York you can get a mummified hot dog.
True.
Yeah. It's
True,
called
true,
Nathan's
true.
Hot Dogs.
Rip
Oh my
papaya.
Oh God, no,
Rip.
thank
I
you.
know,
No.
rip. Well, goodness, friends. I think it's the end of the show, pretty much. But let the folks know how to follow you, Dannel. How can people follow you?
I'm DeMarco in the places where it matters, except TikTok, where you should never find me because, honestly, there's too many thirst traps. It's a whole thirst trap.
I know
thing
where
on
to find
TikTok.
him.
So, but DeMarco where it matters on both Twitch and Twitter, Tumblr. Who uses Tumblr these days? I heard it's coming back.
I think it is coming back.
I heard it's coming back.
I check on it. I
Okay.
check on it.
Are they?
But
they-
DeMarco is how you spell that, and that's a name that I stole from a StarCraft cabina when I was in. I was maybe 12, and I stole that
Yep,
name,
just got stuck
and
with it.
yeah, and I just stuck with it, and it worked, and I love it. So that's it. That's me.
Chris, how can people follow you?
You can just like come to my apartment if you want. Just follow me
Stop
around if
it.
you like. My address is I'm on Twitch. I'm a few bad dudes on
yeah, here we
Twitch, and then
The good milk.
everywhere else hashtag the good milk on Twitch. Everywhere else it's just I think it's just Storm Blooper. I think I'm only on Twitter. Storm_blooper. I'm on Instagram. I don't check that. I don't log into that. But yeah,
Okay. That's okay.
a few bad dudes. That's
Yeah,
okay.
too bad, dude. Nick, how about you?
Mine is super simple. It's just Nick R. Brewer because I never came up with like I hated all the like screen names I ever came up with. I was like, yeah, I can't be an asshole on the internet because they'll know it's me. So I don't know.
Why-
I have like
why
500.
is-
Twitter.
Why is Moose Guy 420 following?
I know. I really now I want to be
Moose
moose,
drop.
moose facts.
Moose drops. Moose droppings.
Yeah.
300.
Yeah. Talkeet and the moose droppings, yeah. But yeah, just Nick R. Brewer on Twitter and stuff. I don't know. I'd love to double my follower account from like 18 to like 36 or something.
Let's do it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do
Yeah,
it right now.
Yeah, right now I'm at like 500 something, and I'm like, you know what? For 2022, I think I can get it to 600.
There you go.
Yeah.
Really, shooting for the stars there. Who needs to hear my random crap? Nobody.
Let's do it.
There it
Emily,
is.
how can folks follow and support you?
So I am not a DJ, but on Twitter I am DJ Meat Daddy. So does
Oh,
do
I
you
was
guys-
already
do you-
following Nick. Sorry.
Oh wow, I'm sorry for your unfortunate circumstance of following me. But and then on Twitch I am Meat Daddy 69420. And I
And-
just
and
I stream
EET
crosswords.
or-
There you are.
and
Yeah.
EET. There we go.
It should be
Crazy Frog
MGT.
on the cross never fails to make me laugh.
Crazy Frog broke
Daddy.
my heart in a million pieces with this.
Why?
whole
Because of his
thing.
NFT,
The NFT
nod?
I know,
shit.
like I'm not gonna carry the stream out any longer and go on my spiel about it. But like, who is out there buying Crazy Frog NFTs? Like,
I
what is the
don't
market for that supposed to
know.
be? Like,
Give
'cause
it a- give it-
They're about that crazy frog penis. That's what it
we
is.
should- we should
That's what
exit.
it is.
have a fucking Crazy Frog dick. It doesn't even have it. They
Or does
sabotage
it?
my man.
It's in the blockchain.
We should
No.
we should exit on a Crazy Frog funeral dirge. It's like dee buddy beep beep bum bum.
Bong bong.
Beep, dee, 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 dee,
That's the hamster dance. God damn it!
I
always do this.
always do this.
Oh my god.
Hi, Joe.
Fucking the hamster dirge.
With that, folks, if you want to stick around and say goodbye to me properly, my guests, you can stay on. But we're gonna raid the Monterey Bay Aquarium in the channel.
Oh,
so,
yes.
I
You know
love
about the
them.
I
shrimp
love
channel?
them.
Yeah,
Are they still doing the hot tub stream
they're
category?
doing
With a
I think-
manatee. They
I
put a
think they're
manatee
using
in a hot
manatee right
tub. It's
now.
great.
Oh no, I think
great.
it's a seal right now. But we're gonna go raid
That's
Monterey
fine.
Bay Aquarium.
I
Thanks
love them so
everybody
much.
for thanks everybody for joining me. Thanks for watching all year. I'm looking forward to booking new guests for 2022 and trying more things and cooking more on the stream. So stay tuned for that. I love you all. Happy New Year. Y'all
Happy
are the
New Year,
best.
everyone.
Oh, that's right. That's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, like soon.
Y'all.
Friday.
So thank you. I'm going to send the audience over to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. I'll be right back to say goodbye properly to my guests in a minute. But goodbye, everybody. Let's wave goodbye, and I'll take you off dramatically
one.
one at a
His hand.
time.
Oh no.